Hey everyone, welcome to Burn Pilates. My name is Lydia. Today I'm going to be leading you through a mat flow class using a yoga block. Set your mat up, have some water close by so you can take sips as we go. Grab your yoga block and let's get right into our class together. Welcome to Burn Pilates. Setting up right away, holding your block. You're going to take your arms all the way out, stack your shoulders, and just feel from here where you're able to elongate through your neck, through your spine, legs long. Take a full breath in. Exhale. Think right away of three-dimensional breathing in through your lungs, in through your back. And exhale. Tightening your core as you exhale. Inhale to bring that new energy into your body. Go for one more breath. On your next exhale, take a hip hinge back. Reach your arms up, elongate through your torso. Inhale, taking your arms all the way back onto shoulder alignment. Hips stacking under ribs. Exhale, navel to spine, neutral pelvis. Hips hinge back. You want to tighten through your stomach wall. Use your exhale to really hone in on the intention of contracting your stomach muscles while elongating through your spine. Activating your lats by pushing your hands into the yoga block, trying to get those biceps right next to your temples. It's a soft hinge back. It's not a squat. You're stretching and opening up through your hamstrings, activating through your glutes. Take this for one more rep. Reaching back, take a full breath in, and exhale, take your arms all the way down, touch your thighs. Let's open up a little bit more, thinking of stretching out not just through your stomach wall, your back, but also through your shoulders and your neck. Inhale as you lower. Let's go for a last set of 3. The more you press your hands into your yoga block, the more tempting it is sometimes to push the neck out. So increase your resistance without losing your spine, your neck. Take your arms all the way back up to shoulder height. Shoulders roll back and down, stretching through your thighs. We're going to go right away into a calf raise, right away into a releve. Lift on up and lower down. Lift and lower. As you lift, you're working for ankle stability. Your shoulders are away from your ears. There's that light pressure into your block that you're adding on for arm connectivity through your chest, through your back. As we lift on up, I want you to feel how your muscles are working through your calves all the way up to your hamstrings and glutes. Maybe work the balance as well. Every day is different, so do feel where you are today in your stability. Let's go for a last set of 4. For 3, for 2, last one from here. You're going to take your heels all the way back down. Let your legs softly bend. And from here, take your arms all the way up. Inhale, lower down shoulder height. Exhale to lift and inhale, lower. We're going through that same lift up and down, only now you're keeping your ribs in that vertical alignment right over top of your hip bones. Neutral pelvis, neutral spine. Feel this movement come from your back, from your lats, stretching the abdominals in length, but working to tighten the core. So you're stretching while tightening your muscles. It's the difference between crunching. We're working for length here, length and tone. Long, lean muscles. Let's go for a final set of 4. Lift. Exhale for 3. Deep breath in. Last set of 2. Deep breath in to lower, exhale, last one. Hold your arms up, straighten through your thighs. Make sure you have space. From here, you're gonna lift the legs up into a parallel attitude. Soft bend through the knee, making sure that you're not losing your lumbar spine length. Neutral pelvis, neutral spine. The foot that's staying in the ground and supporting you, make sure you're pushing it down. You wanna press down to lift. Use your abs. Let's go for a last set of 4. Feel your balance out right here. Final set of 3, 2, last one. Take your arms and lower them down. Shoulders roll back. Let your neck release. If it feels right to look left and right, Give yourself a little bit of that. Let go. Notice what you feel here. Look forward and reverse the direction. Taking your shoulders up and back. And again, if it feels nice, to look and add that rotation through your neck, looking from side to side. Give your body that chance. Setting up in center. From here, you're going to take your block, placing it at the top of your mat, making sure that you have the most support from your block. You want your block to be able to be used as a platform to lift you up. So it's going to challenge your balance, your stability, and of course that height is going to give you more depth to work with. If you feel the block is challenging your ankle or your foot too much and you're cramping or it's just not working for you, take it down. Don't use the block. We're going to start right away with the left foot on the block. I want you to make sure that you have your thigh, your leg in a parallel position. Now your knee is stacked over your heel. My foot is a little bit longer than my block from my toes, so the focus is always from the heel through the arch support all the way up to your toes. If it's just slightly off a bit through your big toe, that's totally fine. Your right leg is going to go back, and what you want to do here is have your heel lifted. Hold the lift from here. Make sure that your hips are in the alignment of parallel. Make sure that your left hip is pulling back. If you happen to be on the floor today, you might be a little further back in your lunge. And of course, if you're on that block, you are finding right away that stability at the higher point. Left knee stays soft. Now from here, you're going to take your arms, bring them all the way up into genie position, making sure the ribs aren't starting to flare on out. Connect and contract your abs. Take a full breath in. You want to feel that left glute, squeeze the right glute as well. And from here, take the weight, transfer it into your left leg, lift on up as you lower down. You're always refining the full 5 toes into the floor, heel flexes, right butt squeezes. Exhale to lift and inhale to lower. And exhale to lift. Feel your weight transfer working right away here for balance. Your muscles should be feeling everything that's happening sequentially. You flex your right toes to the floor, flex that right butt, stretch up through the hip, ribs staying connected to the abs as you lengthen. That left glute is working, your hamstring is on, the knee is never locked. You're pressing your arms into the center, push them in, sandwich that feeling of resistance, create that sense of work through your body, using your body. Exhale. Go for a last one here. You're going to find your balance in that left leg. Keep your right leg lifted. It's not high. From here, again, if you're on the block, you have depth to work with. So as you keep your toes stretched on out, you find the floor, you lift up. Deep breath in, lower. Exhale, lift. Don't let your back overarch because you've started to go for height. It's not about height. Regardless of whether or not you're on that block today, it's not about height. You're working for even tension, pushing down. Exhale, lift, squeeze. So there's a push, which is coming from the butt and abs. And as you squeeze on up, the work is also coming from the abs so that you don't arch your back. You don't want to swing. Let's go for a last set of 3. That left glute should also be burning. Last one, take a full breath in, lower, and exhale, lift. Now, as you bring your right foot to the floor, listen carefully. You're going to take your arms, stretch on out, lift your left leg from the block right away, and then find the block. Exhale, knee lifts. Inhale, stretch, shoulders back. Now, this work is coming from your lower abs. So as you reach, you're stretching, pushing down, using the floor. Deep breath in as you reach. Exhale, lift. Spine is long. Don't overly lift the leg. If you're starting to round your lower back, the leg won't be able to go as high. Check in with that right butt. Are you squeezing it? Are you keeping your spine long? Are you using that floor, pressing into it? Let's go for a last set of 4. Deep breath in. Exhale for 3. Last set of 2. Finish your last one. Take your left leg all the way through the front to the back, toes to the floor. Reach your arms all the way up, stretch to the left hip, flex your left butt, pull your right hip back, and from here with your arms, you're going to bend, elbows coming all the way in towards your hips. Exhale, elongate and stretch. You want to feel where your distance in your legs is deep enough to work you in the challenge of continuing the stretch, extending your lever all the way through your body as your arms go out forward. Biceps next to temples. Now again, The left glute is contracting. I want that length in your leg to be trained from a glute flexion, hip extension. We're opening up to the hip as we get that glute engaged for 3. And exhale. You should feel this in your stomach wall. Feel this in your postural muscles right through your back. Go for your last one here. Take your arms all the way out, hold the length, and from here I want you to take your thumbs up to ceiling and go into a small lift. Use your back, expand and extend through your chest, collarbones wide for 8, 7, 6, 5, last 4, 3, 2, take a full breath in, knit the ribs together, and exhale, come all the way up. Roll your shoulders out. From here, we're gonna take a stretch, open your thighs wide, chin to sternum, roll down. And just lightly let go. Knees in a tiny micro bend. Weight into the outsides of your pinky toes. Stretching hip bones up, feeling sit bones lift. Just letting your upper body get heavy. And when you're ready, bend your knees, go smooth. Don't rush it. Unravel, use your ground, and feel your body restack. 1 vertebrae at a time, and from here, heel toe your way all the way in. We're gonna grab the block, we're gonna go through our next side, starting with the block at the top of the mat. Make sure you have it, again, that parallel length and positioning. Right foot's going to go in the block. Check in with your form, toes flex from that left foot. Hips are in the alignment of the ribs. Your left glute is squeezed, your right hip is pulled back, that right knee is soft. Lots of work in the form. You wanna find it right away from the get-go. Take your arms, bring them back up to genie position, and from here, take a full breath in. Now on your exhale, it's a weight transfer. We lift. That left leg is not going high because again, you're stretching and opening up to the front of your hip, squeezing your glute. Take your toes back down, find the floor, find that stack, contract, and exhale. You're gonna feel a difference from side to side, and I am feeling it right here. Where am I today? On my right leg. Wow, different than the left. That is faux shizzle. And exhale, ribs knit, stretch. Your abs are lengthening. Your upper back is working. You're pulling your shoulders down. You're pressing your arms into center. Everything is working. That is the goal. Everything is working. Bring your mind into the game. Focus that as you should lift and extend, you're finding diagonals. You're always working for angles. And this angle here is where, from crown of head to left shoulder, left lower rib, hip, toes, all the way through the hip is extending on one long line. You're not arching your lower back. Exhale, lower abs pull in and up. Leg comes down. Let's go for a final set here of 2. Last one. On your exhale, lift. Find right away your balance, your support, shoulders down. Activate through your upper back, push your arms in. We push down and squeeze up. So there is a push. It's coming from the glute. You're extending your spine by using your abs. Ribs knit in. I want to say nibs. Ribs knitting in, become nibs. Exhale, press, and lift, squeeze. Feel the right glute work here. And now actively engage that left. Let's go for a final set here of 3. This is working your lower spine as well, and that's where you want to make sure that you're turning on all your muscles, not lifting higher than where you can maintain your abdominal wall closed in with the ribs, stepping left foot down to the floor, extend your arms all the way to the ceiling, take your shoulders down, roll them back, palms forward. From here, you're going to be lifting and lowering, down, extend, and lift and lower. If you're ready to add that coordination, the arms stay forward as you lift, reach on up, extend. Nice little way to continue warming up just by adding different arms, changing it up for your brain. Squeeze that left glute. Use your lower belly to lift and lower, finding that block. Use the floor. Don't lift the leg through momentum, and don't lift higher than where you can maintain the feeling of pushing your left foot in through the ground by squeezing and contracting your glute. Last set here, 2. Exhale. Finish with one last one. Now, step your right foot all the way back behind you. We stretch the right hip flexor by activating the glute. Take your arms all the way up, stretching right away here through your upper spine. Connect your abdominals in, left hip pulls back, and again, the right butt of that right leg is squeezing in. I can't be more clear. From here, inhale, lower your arms down, and exhale, lift, stretch. Use your back muscles. Use your abs. You breathe in through your back, exhale, squeeze your glute, contract your abs in. Your butt squeezes forward, your abs pull up to sandwich the support of your hips. Like an Oreo, the front, which is the abs, the back, which is the glute of your core muscles, are the 2 black cookies. And you are squeezing that icing. Exhale, lift, 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 supporting your skeletal frame. Last one here. Take your arms up, palms facing in, thumbs to ceiling, shoulders down and back, collarbones wide and lift and pulse. Contract that right glute and exhale. Final set of 6. For 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Take your arms all the way down and step all the way through. We're gonna, from here, take a stretch. What you're gonna do though is make your way down to the floor. Have your block set to the side, just somewhere nearby, but make some space on your mat, stretching your legs into a second position. Second position, opening up through the hips, opening up here right through the groin muscles, making sure that your knees aren't starting to rotate internally. Listen to your flexibility, listen to where you are. From here, you're going to let your shoulders first relax. Look left and right if you need to. You almost always want your body to get to the place where it thinks it's done, and then you continue. You're always trying to trick your body. We're always trying to sort of give it a new algorithm, so to speak. We're trying to give it that iOS update. Work with me. All right, we're gonna take the legs from here, keeping a stretch. Again, ensure that your knees aren't starting to inwardly rotate. Those knees are up to the ceiling. If they are starting to rotate in, you either have to focus more on turning out from your hips, controlling, contracting from your hip muscles here, or you simply need to make your legs more narrow. You're gonna reach your arms out. From here, reaching right arm up to start. Take your left hand down, find a stretch where your collarbones can remain wide and where you're not collapsing. From here, you're going to take your right arm, you're gonna reach it all the way up, stretch, look towards your foot, look to the floor, or keep your eyes forward or look up. Just make sure that your right arm isn't collapsing or rounding you. We're keeping the collarbones wide. As you lift and reach all the way out, you're gonna extend left arm, take a full breath in, same side, reach on down, with control, find the floor, and stretch a stretch. And exhale. Restacking your spine by using your obliques, ribs over hips, elongate, press your legs down, use those sit bones. We're gonna switch for 4 stretches here on the right. Inhale to lift. Find your floor, find your form. Control, stretch on out, don't collapse. Feel the difference. There's a difference. My difference on this side is I see that I can get a little deeper than what I'd previously thought. My goal is to extend out as far as I can, not let my right arm bend. Keeping the hips solid on the floor. Last time, stretch and reach. Reach, reach, open, extend, and restack your spine, come all the way up. Take your legs from here, you're gonna slowly close them in, you're gonna grab your block, make your way all the way down onto your back, take your hips up off the floor, place your block all the way underneath your sacrum, your hips. I'm using my block in a long way, in a lower way, softening through the hips. Just make sure that with the weight of your hips, your block is solid underneath your sacrum, right underneath the weight of your glutes. It's equal, it's even. If this ever doesn't feel good, you know what to do, take it out. Shoulders relaxing back and down, feel your collarbones open wide, and from here, Lift one leg at a time into tabletop, stabilize right here, knees together, toes together, parallel through the thighs, knees stacked right over top of your pubic bone. Feel what's happened right here, just in that stability work. You'll know right away if the block's not in the right position because it shouldn't be digging. It shouldn't be super, comfortable, but it shouldn't be digging into your back. Now from here, you're gonna inhale, open your knees up into a first position. On your exhale, take your knees all the way back into parallel, squeeze your thighs. Work from your core, feel this right away in your lower abdominals. Inhale and exhale. Plug those shoulders into the floor. Make sure your feet are at the level of your knees or maybe a tiny bit higher, but not lower. From here, you're gonna take your knees, open them back up into your first position, flex your feet, take an inhale, and exhale, straighten thighs up to ceiling. Heels like they're gliding up. An imaginary wall are stretching up and your hamstrings are elongating at the same time. Exhale, belly button to spine. Use your abdominal wall. Inhale and exhale, stretch. We're gonna go for a last one here. Deep breath into bend. Exhale, press all the way up. Now as you bend, you're returning back to your first position frog, but as you stretch, you're taking your legs forward onto a diagonal where you aren't arching or digging your back in any way into your block or floor. You're using your inner thighs and glutes, and you're using your lower abs to do this pull and push action. Exhale. Inhale, choose your depth, but work for you where you have a challenge, modify if you need to. Go for a last one, stretch your legs all the way out, bend your knees, come all the way back in, take your feet apart into second position, toes pointed. From here, knees to knees, toes to toes. Rotating through your hips, knees to knees, toes to toes. So we're working through the internal rotation, the external rotation. Go for a last set of 4. Work from your abs. Last 3. It's almost like a little figure 8 for 2. Finish with 1 more. In and open. Take your thighs to parallel. Lower right foot down first. Lower left down foot second. And open up third. Feel a butterfly. You could have your feet together or apart. Play around with what feels good. Just let your chest open. And then smoothly closing your legs to parallel. Make sure your feet have a parallel, solid connection to the floor. Press on down through your feet. Lift your hips up and off your block. Slide it all the way out and come down. From here, you're gonna place your block starting right away underneath your right foot. Take your right foot onto your block, making sure that your left foot is equal to it in space next door, but that you have the same hip bone, sit bone width, hip bone width and space. From here, shoulders down. Now we're using the platform again as that little elevation mark. So this is where you get different depth. If you don't have a block, you'll be doing classic bridge. Lift on up, hold your hips to the top. Now from here, if you feel any temptation to twist your hips, don't. Keep them stable, keep them equal. Shoulders down, collarbones wide. If you need to bend your arms to support your upper back more, do so. Pushing into the ground through upper back support. Inhale, lower your hips down in neutral, touch the floor, and on your exhale, feel a push through the right foot into the block. Feel the press down through your left foot into the floor. Squeeze your glutes. Inhale, exhale. Neck is long, collarbones wide, abs and glutes. Feel this right glute get connected right away in this lift and lower. It has to go a little higher into the squeeze. Even though you're keeping your hips equal, the foot has to push from a higher mark, and that's what's changing the emphasis in your muscles here. On this next lift, you're holding your lift. You're keeping your hips here at the top, and you're going through a small lift, making your motion very much isolated in catching your drop, using your glutes and your lower abs to re-lift up for 4, 3, 2, last one from here. Inhale, lower down, touch the floor. Exhale, lift your hips up and squeeze them for 3, 2, 1. Inhale, lower your hips down, touch the floor. Exhale, lift, squeeze 3, 2, and 1. Deep breath in, lower down. You want to feel that as you lift, you're pushing your glutes into contraction again to stretch and open the hips. When you lower down, you're stretching your hip bones away from your ribs, garnering length through your obliques, garnering length through your sides, garnering length, and also connectivity through your waistline. Lift for a last time here. 3, 2, and 1. Lower down. Take a full breath in. We're going to finish with a little stability work, little stability challenge. Hold the lift. Now that right foot that's in the block, it stays connected, it stays contracted. Don't lift your hips too high. Make sure you have a solid support so that the left leg can lift up. You're going to take a full stretch, toes to ceiling, hips are level. Use your arms as you need, activate to the floor, and just hold this here for 8, 7, 6, 5, see where you can activate more through your upper back. Stretch that left leg longer. Squeeze your right glute more. From here, keep your foot lifted on the left leg and slowly lower down. Take your left leg to the floor. Bring your right leg all the way up off the block and we thread the needle. Opening through your hip, going into any variation and any stretch that feels best to relieve that right glute. Can even feel nice to lightly press against the inside of your right knee with your right hand, supporting the left hamstring with the left hand. Make sure your hips don't twist, resist a little bit. And then smoothly, using the floor, left foot down. Take your right foot down, find your block, and we go to the second side. So that left foot has the block right underneath it. Right foot is stacked next to it in space. You have a hip bone width and distance, sit bone width and distance. Check your body out, take a full breath in and exhale. We lift all the way from the ground right away, stretching through the hips as you lift, working through the left glute a little bit harder as you know the progression in the series. The right side is staying equal to the left, so make sure that when you lift, those two hip bones are equal. You're not trying to arch your back to lift higher, you're trying to stretch your neck longer and activate your collarbones into opening east and west, making sure that your posture is on. Inhale and exhale. Contract your lower abs right at the top. Feel where the space horizontally between your two hip bones is working to connect and adhere. Tension and hold and full engagement for you from the front. Think of that Oreo again. Your butt is the back of an Oreo, your abs at the front of the Oreo. Your bones that want support are the icing. We're gonna take a lift up, hold the lift at the top right here, and pulse your hips. Let's go for 3, catching the weight, 2, and 1. Inhale, lower. Touch down, exhale, lift 3, 2, and 1. Think of your contraction. Feel your muscle work in every little way. If you're unsure, slow it down, but really try to get into the fine tuning of not just thrusting your body into movement, but actually going, can I make my muscle work like a fruit in the sense of getting fully squeezed? You're making those raisins, and as you let your hips come down, you fill out those grapes. Exhale for 2, and 2, and 1 last time. Deep breath in. Exhale, lift for 3, 2, and hold. Weight staying solid through those collarbones and shoulders, plugging down, neck is long. We stabilize and you take your right leg up and your hips are held. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, take a full breath in. And exhale, come down. Keep your right leg long, hips relax. Take your right leg to the floor for a stretch. And from here, we thread the needle for that left glute. Feeling out the difference and accommodating the difference if you need with any adjustment. You want to lengthen the core. Let your tailbone release any resistance with the hips. This is why we're stretching. When you're ready, take your knees all the way in towards your chest. Give your lower back a little stretch here as you hold onto your shins. Pull your elbows in towards your waist. Collarbones and shoulders plug down and away. You feel upper back to lower back, tailbone heavy. Smoothly when you're ready, rolling all the way up in center or rolling to the side, any way that feels good. Thank you so much for joining me for today's mat flow using the block. I hope that you feel inspired to use your block in classes, to add on a little bit of challenge when you're doing different mat work. I'm going to be bringing you more for the block, for the mat. Thank you so much for joining me. If it's your first time, I invite you to subscribe to Burn Pilates. Meet me on the mat weekly for classes with choice, a way that you can personalize your Pilates practice. I look forward to seeing you at the next class, everyone. Have an awesome morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are. I will see you at the next burn.